being out there today. We have some heat concerns, and we're also talking about really some warmth being out. Storm chances being out there as well.
Yeah, we are going to be replacing that morning sunshine with some clouds as we head late in the day. We are on track for more soggy weather returning to the northeast, and it's been a soggy several months. On average, since June 1st, we normally pick up about 11.5 inches. Here's what we've actually seen, over 17. We've been seeing above average rainfall recently, and we have more storms ahead in the forecast. This is coming with a cold front that's still a little ways out to our west, but by the evening this is approaching and it's going to bring in rain first inland and eventually out to the coastal areas, including New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. by Friday night into Saturday morning. Now this front moves off the coast for New England through Saturday, but it's still impacting areas of the southeast, bringing in more heavy rain chances through the day Saturday before this winds down late Saturday into Sunday. So for today, we have a high chance of excessive rainfall for areas like Burlington and Albany, New York, really looking at more of the upstate areas, more of the inland areas for the heavy rain today. But we are going to be taking a look at more heavy rain headed south as we move into Saturday, as that cold front continues to drape over areas of Alabama, Georgia, parts of the Carolinas as we move into the start of the weekend. Now for Portland, it's going to be a soggy forecast as well. We're looking at temperatures in the 70s today and tomorrow with storm chances through Saturday, then drying out. Follow us on our Roku app for more.
And again, this is a threat you need to take seriously. Usually it happens about 10 years or so where the islands are dealing with the threat for a hurricane, and we have a very powerful one nearby.
Yeah, we're keeping a very close eye on Hurricane Lane that is currently taking aim at the Hawaiian Islands, and we want to get you the latest on what you can expect with the forecast on Lane. So let's get you a look at some new information that we have this morning. We're talking about those weather conditions currently around that storm system. Lane continuing to move northwest at about 7 miles per hour, bringing in winds of about 145 miles per hour, currently a Category 4 hurricane. And again, big concern for the Hawaiian Islands. Now, because Lane is so close by, we already have hurricane warnings out for most of the islands. That's mainly on the southern end of the islands, tropical storm warnings on the north end. And for our far northern islands, we are still under a hurricane watch. You can expect to see that upgraded as we move through the day today into the day tomorrow. Now, here's the forecast track for Hurricane Lane. Keep in mind the scope of this cone. Anywhere inside of the cone is a possible track for Lane, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's going exactly where you see the yellow shading. It could be anywhere inside of that, more to the north, more to the south. But the main takeaway is this storm is coming very close to the Hawaiian Islands through Friday, through Saturday, and it could bring in a direct hit to some of those northern islands as we move into the weekend. So this storm will continue to weaken as it does move off to the north and eventually to the west. It is expected to downgrade to a Category 1 hurricane by Saturday morning, but still has that potential for some devastating effects to the islands, talking heavy rain, strong winds. Here's a look at that rain forecast for us. Our Big Island forecast anywhere between 10 to 15 inches of rain. That's a lot, and we could see local amounts totaling over 20 inches. Headed north, totals are going to be lighter all the way through Tuesday, but we could still see local amounts up to 10 inches, and that's a lot. And because of that, we do have flash flood alerts out, including warnings and watches. Those are going to run through Saturday. Honolulu, our forecast rainfall is going to be anywhere between 6 to 10 inches. To put that in perspective, annually get about 17 inches. So we're getting a huge chunk of that annual rainfall in just a short span of time. And we are looking at Molokai to pick up anywhere between 8 to 10 inches. And again, that could bring us almost half of the annual rainfall of about 24 inches. So a lot falling all at once. And Marcus, we are going to continue to track this storm. We still have some new information we're talking about here as far as its forecast track, the winds. That is going to be an issue in itself.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the winds with this powerful hurricane definitely will be an impact and could potentially lead to power outages. So let's take a look at that wind field and take seriously. And again, thanks for tuning back in to us. We're talking about the threat of Hurricane Lane, at this point a Category 4 storm moving northwest toward the Hawaiian Islands.
Yeah, and just earlier we heard officials talking about the last big storm to hit the Hawaiian Islands, still talking about that 26 years later.
Yeah.
And that's the type of impact that these storms can have when they do hit Hawaii, and that's why we are taking such care to track Lane closely and let you know what you can expect.
Yeah, and let's talk about that a little bit more. Let's track Hurricane Lane because, again, it is a powerful storm system, a Category.
Welcome back. I want to start you out with some video from Seattle, Washington. This was shot on Wednesday. You can see the haze in the air, and that is a sight we're just going to have to get used to out across the Northwest because we're still dealing with smoke and active fires burning. I want to get you a look at some more video from across the region. This coming out of Utah. This is near Spanish Fork, the Coal Hollow fire. Crews continuing to battle this blaze. We have a lot of fires burning across the western half of the country, and that is contributing to smoky skies, not just out west, but all the way out to the east. In fact, we have thick smoke extending out to areas like Chicago, Little Rock, Dallas. So we are still dealing with the haze really across most of the country because of the fires burning mainly out over the western United States. Here's a look at some of the fires burning just out over the Northwest. We have the Howe Ridge fire, the Rabbit Foot fire, Miles Fire, Cougar Creek Fire, and the Taylor Creek Fire. That's just a small number of the fires that are burning right now. We have several active wildfires across the country, and air quality, big concern for us across the Northwest. We have air quality alerts out today for parts of Oregon, Washington, Idaho, even stretching into Montana. So if you have breathing issues, make sure you are taking care out there today and really through the foreseeable future with the continued smoke and haze. Bad news is fire weather concerns are still going to be an issue today. All these areas highlighted under either a red flag warning or a fire weather watch through your Thursday, and we're going to see continued concern for that because we have more dry air moving in. This is our forecast for Thursday. Relative humidity everywhere you see the brown, that is indicating dry air, and it takes over a huge chunk of the west today. Bad news for drought concerns as well. We have excessive drought building in, exceptional drought, even moving into parts of the Four Corners region. So we desperately need to see some rain, and unfortunately for most of us, that's just not in the cards. Now, for some of us, we have too much rain on the way. We are tracking Hurricane Lane, continuing to make its path out toward Hawaii. Marcus, what's the latest on this?
Yeah, well, we're talking about this very powerful storm that's moving across or moving